Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title, this is a story time. This is a subscriber story time. Don't worry, y'all. I know you guys thinking, damn, where the hell the regular where her story times at? It's coming. It's coming. I just, y'all know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to check out the rest of the content, and if you like what you see, what do I always tell them, y'all? If you like what you see, subscribe. Also, if you would like to submit a story time, you guys could definitely click the email in my description box down below. I know I love reading y'all stories, so let's get straight into it. Also, y'all, for y'all that is sending me story times, make sure that the story time is long to where I can fit it all into one video. Some days I do like to read 2 story times in one, so I might read a short story time here, a short story time there, but for the most part I just like reading one long story time and just segmenting it in one video. So make sure that you guys write a long story time. Some of y'all story times are not long enough, but this one is. This one is titled 100 High School Girls Try to Jump Me. Girl, did you live the same life that I lived? What's going on? Let me read this. I gotta read this. Irene, I hope you picked this story time. I love watching your videos. You're so funny and you're entertaining. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Tiffany. You can use my name. I don't mind. And this drama stems all the way from middle school. So in middle school, I had a best friend. We're going to call her Rice. And everything was going well until a new girl joined our class. Then Rice turned on me and started being mean to me for no reason. I thought I was overthinking everything, but later on in the year, she threw a birthday party and all the girls in the class were invited except for me. So it solidified the idea that she did not like me anymore, and we became frenemies because sometimes she be nice to me. The same situation happened to me. If you guys don't remember the story time, I don't even remember. I think I named her, I don't remember what I named that girl, but the same shit happened to me and with one of my best friends too. And it's like there was a popular set of girls, and this happened when I was in elementary. But there was a popular set of girls that did not like me. And so she just completely stopped talking to me. And y'all, this was like my best friend, y'all. Like, this was my best friend. And I remember asking her, like, do we have an issue? Like, what's, because in the beginning, I didn't know that she stopped talking to me because the other set of girls didn't like me. I just remember us going from one day, like, us talking, everything being cool. Me and this girl never fought. We never argued. Y'all, we're in elementary. What is there to fight and argue about? You know what I mean? Like, me and this girl, we never fought. We never argued. We went from like being mad cool with each other to like not talking at all. And I was so confused because I was like, what did I do? Like, did I do something wrong? And then there was this set of girls that did not like me. I never got into it with these girls, nothing like that. They just did not like me. They said I was loud. Baby, I ain't gonna lie, bitch, I was loud. Y'all know me. I'm loud now, okay? But like, to not like somebody just because they're loud is crazy. Like, everybody's personality is different. And it's not like I was like them girls that be screaming at 6 in the morning loud. Like, I was just a very like playful kid. And it's crazy because it's like my best friend liked the fact that I was playful and loud. So for her to side with them was crazy. But yeah, she did that. And then like she came back after a couple of months out of nowhere. And I was looking at her like, yeah, you came back all right, because she knew, like, she knew I was a good friend. She knew I was entertaining. She knew. And I really should have cut her ass off for leaving me in the first place, but I decided to take her back with open arms. And if you guys watch that story time, you guys know our friendship went all the way up into high school, and then we had a big ass falling out. So what you just told me right now just kind of reminded me of that girl that I used to be friends with. Yeah, let me stop rambling and continue the story. Anyways, I had a boyfriend at the time, and we're gonna call him Chicken. Anyways, after a heated argument with how he kept lying to me, and he broke up with me, within the space of an hour, he starts dating Rice. Comprende? Oh no, your friend Rice. Oh, something not right. But I'm gonna keep reading, okay? I'm gonna keep reading. I'm speechless. I didn't think it would take a turn like that quickly, but I'm gonna keep reading. But naturally, I was mad. Why is my ex dating my ex best friend? So me and Rice became enemies from then on. So at the end of the school day, Before we head home, I confronted him about it and he lied, saying that Rice asked him on a date. And he didn't want to hurt her feelings by saying no, so he said yes. So you didn't want to hurt her feelings, but you wanted to hurt my feelings by going on a date with my ex-friend, right? I just said okay and went home because he is a liar and I'm not about to argue with a liar. And the reason why I knew this boy was lying to me was because, number one, this boy was so unhinged and for no reason, and he did not care about other people's feelings. So when he said he didn't want to hurt her feelings, that was complete BS. Number two, this man had a history of lying. So I don't know what made him think I would actually believe what he said. Number three, the table that I ate at with my new friends was behind the table Rice had lunch with her friends at. So when Chicken went to the table to talk to her, I literally heard their whole conversation and he said he wanted to date her. Men are men. That's the simple way to say it. Anyways, after Chicken and Rice started dating, resulted in me and Rice going from frenemies to enemies. After a week of torture, Valentine's Day started approaching and I realized I didn't have a Valentine. I was so mad. And that was the same moment that I probably registered the fact that my ex-best friend was with my ex-boyfriend and that he was going to ask her to be his Valentine. So that made me even more mad. Best believe if I was a lighter complexion, my face would have been red. Since I'm black, the color didn't show. But trust me, I was piping hot angry. Anyways, I entered the school with the set aim to cause havoc and to cause chaos. When I entered class, I was the first one there that day, so the class was empty, and I had previously used my pocket money to purchase Valentine's Day cards, envelopes, and a blue pen since I normally wrote in black before I entered the school. Anywho, I sat at my desk and got my pen out and started writing fake love letters to some of Rice's friends. I tried to make each love letter sound different and to one another and not the exact same by including compliments to them that was specific to the friend I was writing to. For example, I love your pixie cut, it's so beautiful. Then I added a comment to how he hates his girlfriend Rice and wants to get with the friend instead. Since I still had my ex's phone number at the time, I added it to the letter that wrote call me and drew a wink face. Then when I was done, I wrote that it was from Chicken at the end of the letters. I proofread my work, and when I was satisfied, I put the love letters in the designated envelopes. Wrote the person who it was intended for his name on it, and I placed it on the person's desk in accordance. I quickly disposed the pen and put it on Chicken's desk to frame him, kind of. Then I went to the toilet and hid. Would have been suspicious if I was the first and only person in the class, especially since I was normally late to class. Girl, you are vengeful. I can't blame you though. Like I can't blame you. And I know some people about to be like, oh well, at the end of the day she broke up with him. No, like what are you doing dating my nigga? Like I don't care if me and you ain't friends no more. You knew that was my nigga when me and you was friends. So why would you go date my sloppy seconds? Like, that is so disgusting. Disgusting. So later on, I head back to the classroom. And now majority of the class is there. And obviously, my plan had worked as intended. Since Rice and Chicken were already arguing. And Rice was accusing Chicken of trying to date her friends. And even though he was denying it, but due to his history of lying, no one believed him. Anyways, this argument caused a huge uproar in the class, and it was like the boys versus the girls. The boys were defending Chicken and was getting mad at the girls, and the girls were defending Rice and getting mad at the boys. I was in the far corner away from all this, but close enough to hear what was saying, and I couldn't help but smile. Since now Chicken and Rice will break up and revenge would have been served, I didn't like either of them, and it was satisfying to watch people who did me wrong argue. Girl, let me tell you where you went wrong. Let me tell you where you went wrong. You should have not been sitting in the corner eating your popcorn like you was watching a Tyler Perry movie. You should have been in the argument. 5 minutes of the argument. Tell me why I pivoted my head, left away from the crowd, and I seen a short kid standing on a chair. I looked closer and I saw and heard some squeaks exit from the kid's mouth. And he's shouting at the crowd while pointing at me. So obviously I got a big concern. And get closer to the crowd to hear what he was saying. The short kid, I'm going to name him Sid. Okay, so when I got closer to the crowd, I heard Sid yell, "It's Tiffany!" So in distress, I yell, "No, it's not." And he yells, "Yes, it is." Aw, you see? Because you're sitting in the corner. You're literally sitting in the corner while the whole class is having a whole fight about who did what and who didn't do what. Said, I already found Sid annoying, and so him speaking about me was just triggering me and causing me to tweet. Anyways, this boy was not liked by the class at all, and rightfully so, since he was always asking the teacher if there was homework, and he was reminding the teacher about homework and assignments that were due that day. Let me tell y'all something about that, because I know you guys have seen the tweets or heard people say that they hate those students that be like, oh, are you picking up homework today? And I used to hate those students in high school, but let me tell y'all something. The days that I used to do homework, the days I used to do homework, bitch, I used to raise that hand and I used to say, are you picking up homework today? And people would be-bug the fuck out of me, y'all, and I didn't give a damn because, bitch, I did not used to do my work in school. So on the rare occasions, let me not say I didn't used to do my work. That's a lie. I used to do my work on time at school. On the rare occasions that I did my work on time, I would go let that shit be known. So I used to raise that hand up when the teacher would forget, and I'd be like, are you picking up homework? And everybody would be me-mugging the hell out of me, and I don't care because, bitch, I did my homework. I got something to show for it. I don't care. Like, yeah, that kind of made me laugh because that kind of reminded me of what I used to do in high school. Sid also owned an annoying voice that irritated me. His voice was really high-pitched and it sounded like he inhaled helium before he came to class. His voice was like those high-frequency sounds that you would hear in the YouTube hearing test that you can no longer hear after you pass the age of 20. Like, if I were to have closed my eyes in that instant, he began to say what he said, I would have thought that he was Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks in front of me. And let's just say this. I have nothing against high-pitched voice, but I do have everything against Sid. And since Sid was so annoying, everything about him, including his voice, annoyed me. Anyways, let's go back to the story. Sid yells, guys, it's Tiffany. It's Tiffany. She wrote all those letters. So as a reflex, I started screaming, no, it's not. Where is your proof? Again and again. He kept accusing me more, and I got mad. Because why are you putting my name in the same sentence as your accusation? Never did I give you permission to use my name in a circumstance like this one. So anyways, after I asked for proof, this boy looks at me and says nothing and smiles. So I'm thinking this boy is a total creep. Sid takes off his backpack from behind him and opens it, slowly looking at me, smiling as if I'm the zipper on the backpack that he's supposed to be unzipping. When the backpack is fully unzipped, tell me why this boy brings out one of my school books. Keep in mind, I never gave this boy my school book. He literally helped himself to my bag and stole one of my possessions. What? Like, what? Huh? I'm confused. What? This boy opens my book. Girl, Sid must have liked you. For him to steal one of your notebooks, Sid must have liked you. She said, nah, this story time is actually funny. She said, this boy opens my book and compares my handwriting in my notes from the book with the love with the love letters. And it's very clear without a doubt that I was the one who did it. What was worse was that I had a distinct, big, and unique hand drawing that no one in my class had the style of handwriting or anything similar. So I couldn't even accuse anyone else. Literally from the book he was holding alone, you could tell that I was the perpetrator. At that moment, I was furious because this boy not only stole my book, but he stole my chance of happiness for the day. He even went as far as pointing it out to the crowd as if we were in a lecture. That the way I wrote the capital D's in the book was the same way I wrote the D's in the love letter. Like, okay, great observation. Would you want to stand an ovation for the discovery of us, stay seated? Because literally anyone could have said that. You're not Sherlock Holmes. You're a criminal who went through my fucking bag. Honestly, that boy angered me so much that day that I completely forgot about chicken and rice. And what was even worse was after his speech, he did not stop there. Sid had the audacity to jump into the chair that he was standing on and land right on my face and look at me and giggle saying, at least change the handwriting if you don't want us to know that it was you. Like, okay, fair point. But the reason I didn't change the handwriting was because the thought of changing the handwriting simply did not cross my mind. It was an easy mistake to make, especially since I didn't think some jobless square hair would enter and rummage through my bag when I wasn't there and steal my book and compare the handwriting. Honestly, this boy was very annoying, because had he not done that, then what happened later on in the story would have not happened. Another thing is, Chicken did not really like you like that, because how did Chicken know your handwriting? Like, if that was your boyfriend and y'all had classes together, not like y'all didn't have classes together, like if that was your boyfriend and y'all had classes together, he should have knew your handwriting and he should have known that it was you. Because I remember when I used to have classes with like my best friends, I would know like their handwriting before I even see their name at the top of the paper or the sheet or whatnot. He should have known your handwriting. So the fact that he didn't even know your handwriting lets me know that Chicken was never really serious about you to begin with, if you get what I mean. Okay, so after the short guy left, the whole class all turned their focus to me and began to accuse me. Yes, I still denied the accusations put against me, because if it's not on video, then I didn't do the crime. Simple. Anywho's, after minutes of trying to plead my case, the teacher comes into the class and gets tired of the yelling, so she tells the whole class that I didn't do anything and to leave me alone. So the class left me alone. But even though people stopped pointing fingers at me, the whole class collectively knew that it was me who wrote those letters, even the teacher. Later on that day, I snitched on Sid for stealing from me, as I didn't care that it made me look bad since I was angry that day. So after the teacher asked him, Sid came over to confront me. And he said, why are you being a snitch? I would have said, why are you stealing my fucking notebook? Do you want to fuck me? Like, what's going on? Even though I wasn't even the one who made him steal from me. It was him. Sid then began to complain about how he had to be going, how he was going to be grounded, as if it was my problem. Boy then proceeded to tell the whole class that I was a snitch. And so I denied it all, but it was clear that I was lying. From that moment on, the class officially disliked me, and the dislike followed me to high school, and this is how the story began. So she's now talking about high school. Most people in the middle school went to my high school, and even though the love letters drama happened ages ago, my class still did not like me, and they still hated me, except for Rice. Ever since that drama with the love letters, Rice hated me more and more. So when we got to high school, there were already rumors going around about me. I kind of expected. But these rumors annoyed me so much because they weren't even true. Like, once there was a rumor about how during the weekends I broke into this random girl who was attending my school's house to steal from her, but I was literally grounded for the whole week and couldn't even leave my house on the weekends because my mom confiscated my phone after she reads my messages between me and a 19-year-old boy, my 19-year-old boyfriend from that time. Anywho, since Rice was really popular and disliked me, I wasn't really liked by anyone at the school, and I didn't care that much because I didn't like anyone at that school either. Girl, you was living my life. You was living my life. Anywho, back to the story. Okay, so I didn't know what Chicken got up. So I didn't know what Chicken got up to over the summer. On the first day of school, my oh my, was that guy looking good. He had a growth spurt too. He was so good looking that I forgot all the madness that he had did to me in middle school. Even after the love letters incident, Chicken and I were still cool, and he even told me he found the whole situation kind of funny. Anyways, I was yearning to have a conversation with him to catch up, but he was still dating Rice. I was gonna ask you that. I was like, is him and Rice still dating, or like what's what's really going on? What's tea? Are they still dating? She said, anyways, I was yearning to have a conversation, but him and Rice were still dating, and I had to respect their relationship, even though he was mine first. What happened to me through the tough times was that Rice and Chicken's relationship was on and off, and they kept breaking up and getting back together. Apparently, they broke up 4 times in spring break alone, which in my opinion was crazy. Anyways, a week goes by into the school year, and I started talking to this boy. We're gonna call him Weirdo because he was one, But there's another story for another day. After 2 weeks of talking and admitting to how we felt about one another, we started dating. After a day of us being official, our relationship had only 1 day of smooth sails and calm waters, because on day 2 of our relationship, this weirdo thought it was a good idea to go to a house party without me and kiss Rice and then spin the bottle. Oh my God. Like, this is annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Rice is trifling. Like, right, I would have been beat Rice ass by now. I'm not gonna hold you. I would have been beat Rice. I would have been called Rice hands. I would have said, Rice, we gotta fight. Cause you taking all my niggas. Like, come on. And I'm pretty sure she knew. I'm pretty sure she knew that was your nigga. Like, like, that is so disgusting. That pisses me off. That actually makes me, like, I'm actually irritated now. I want to get this story over with. What I found out was that someone filmed it and put it on their Snapchat. And I knew it was him because he faced the camera at one point of the video and it was in high quality. I was honestly mortified because at that time of this party, my ex Rice had broken up with her boyfriend and she was kissing my boyfriend to irritate me, which worked. Okay. I would have went and kissed her nigga, Chicken. I would have fuck kissing. I would have. Yeah. The same day that the party was over, the party happened during the day, I headed over to his house uninvited and asked him how his party went, and he responded saying it was cool. I then asked him if anything crazy happened that I needed to know about since I didn't get invited to some of the house parties. He obviously lied and he responded with no. So then I grabbed my phone and I showed him the video of him kissing her. Now, why this man tried to say that it's not him? Typical. That's what they all do. So naturally, I'm getting annoyed because what? So you're telling me there's another man in the party that was genetically identical with you? Same haircut, same color shirt, and you both have, by chance, coincidentally, decided to attend the same party? Anyways, I asked him again and he stared at me blankly as if I'm supposed to be the one with the answer. Honestly, I was speechless and humiliated. So after 10 seconds of having a staring competition with him, I left the house, and as I walked home, my eyes began to water. Oh, I feel bad for you. When I got home, I cried in my bed because I was so ashamed and embarrassed with myself, especially since I truly thought that he respected me like a person. But now I look back on the situation, he probably was in on the bullying that I faced too. Anyways, back to the story. After crying, I got mad. The relationship didn't even go past 48 hours. He had already kissed on my enemy at a party. And what was worse was that I had school tomorrow. And this was so embarrassing for me and him. An emphasis on the me part. Because I was the one that was going to get the worst. Get it the worst. Because people already didn't even like me. So this breakup would have been music to people's ears. See, if this would have been done on a Friday, at least the drama would have been able to marinate over the weekend. So that Monday people would not have much to say. Anyways, when I got on Snapchat, so many people who I didn't talk to or wasn't even close with in person were texting me and sending me the video and informing me about how he cheated. And no, this was not done in a I think you should know about this, because I thought that at first. But even the people that hated me sent it to me knowing that they were bad. They were just trying to be messy and make me feel bad. When people sent me those videos, I just responded saying that he didn't cheat and we were already broken up, to reduce the levels of humiliation that I felt. So a week goes by and I feel alone. Since I didn't have anyone and the only guy I properly knew on a deep level I could view myself trusted was Chicken. I like where this story going. I like you like it what you see. Hey. Let's go. I'm liking this. Even though he did me wrong in middle school, Chicken was good looking, so it canceled out. Anyways, I was sitting alone eating my lunch on my phone and he came over and sat at my table. Obviously, I was a little bit startled. Yet, even though we did make small talk in the hallway from time to time, we never had a genuine conversation since middle school. Anyways, Chicken sat opposite and he said, Tiffany, I just want to say that I apologize for the whole situation with you, your ex, and my ex. So I said, no need to apologize. It's not your fault. I'm fine. He said, but I can see you're not fine. Is it the video that's on your mind? Because I know for a fact it is. I just glared at him because what does he want me to respond with? He literally just answered his own question. And also, I could see the waterworks. I could feel the waterworks coming. I just said I didn't want to talk about it. And then I went silent. Break awkward silence. I opened TikTok on my phone and started watching videos. But explain to me why this boy is still staring at me. So after 10 minutes, I said, what? Followed by some nervous laughter. And he responded by saying, I know you're going to be strong, and I know you, Tiffany. I know that this situation will break you and make you cry. You don't need to act strong as a defense mechanism. I just glared back at Chicken as I was speechless because, sorry, Chicken, but as much as I find you handsome, you need to remember that you are an average high school student, not a certified therapist with a degree, so behave like one. Girl, you don't need to be worried about that. You need to be worried about make a feeling in that back, Michael. Hey, yeah, come on, Michael. That's what you need to be worried about. Not whether he a therapist or not, but you need to get your get back. But you need to get your get back. For another 10 minutes, Chicken started rambling on and on about nothing. So I just excused myself to the toilet and stayed there till next period because I'm not going to lie, the whole treating drama made me emotional. And now it's weird because I was only with the boy for 2 days and I'm crying about it. Anyways, while I hid in the toilet, I decided to use it since I was already there. And I flushed the toilet and I got ready to leave. Tell me why I heard footsteps approaching the toilet and Rice's voice accompanied with her friend's voice. Now I was trapped and I couldn't leave. Anyways, during my stay in the cubbies, I overheard Rice and her friends talking so bad about her ex Chicken, and the other girls were talking bad about their boyfriends' exes, and the guys were messing with. So me being upset and petty, I grabbed my phone and recorded their conversation, hoping that what's wrong with you, bro? Hoping that I could get dirt on her. And I did. One of the things Rice said about Chicken was that he was a bad kisser. Once she opened her eyes while kissing him and had to close them back because she had a mini jump scare of how scary he looked up close. Rice even told them his personal secrets. Later on, the bell rings. Rice and her friends leave for class. I have 3 different audios of Rice and her friends talking bad about people around the school, and 2 audios of Rice talking about Chicken. Save all the audios I recorded for future purpose. At first, I wanted to use it for blackmail, but I decided not to and instead hold on to the audios and release it later. Mind you, this audio was crazy, as in crazy tea was spilled in the audio. Anyways, class ended and so Chicken popped out of nowhere behind me and offered to walk me home. So I agreed because he's the only person that wanted to talk to me in my era of public humiliation. He said, do you want to come to my house? His explanation for me coming was that it had changed since middle school, so I had agreed. When we arrived to his house, he showed me around his house. And so as I'm looking around his house, I was trying to see what had changed from my last time, which was when me and him were boyfriend and girlfriend. He gave me a tour. I already knew where everything was, and then he took me to the bedroom. Here's where I got scared because all of a sudden he stopped speaking, so I could sense he's up to something. He enters and he turns to me and says, Tiffany, I think it's really crazy how both of our exes did that to us. We're just letting things go by as if nothing happened. I literally let out a sign because I was beginning to find Chicken annoying because why does he keep bringing this up? So I told him, why do you keep talking about this? And I don't know what happened, but halfway through the sentence, I started feeling emotional and my voice started cracking. Tiffany, it's fine. You can cry, he said. I ended up crying in his arms. After crying, we talked bad about Rice and how she treated me and why he left her. And we both acknowledged that she did both of us dirty and me and him wanted revenge. Emphasis on the him part. In this moment, I was tempted to reveal the saved audios from the phone, but I felt like that was not the right time. Anyways, he told me that he still liked me since middle school, which I was very happy to hear that. I confessed that I did too, that I still liked him. And after that, he asked me to make out with me, so we did. Period. That's what you supposed to be doing. You supposed to be getting that get back, okay? Okay. And I was excited because there was a chance of me and the man getting back together. No! Was that loud? Ah! Girl, that's not, no. No. You're not supposed to be worried about getting back together with a nigga that left you for your friend. You was just supposed to be messing with him again to get back at your friend. Not because you worried about getting back with him, babe. Stick to the agenda. Stick to the agenda. Oh. Or so I thought. Because tell me why I was walking in the corridors and I caught sight of Chicken and Rice holding hands, smiling and flirting. I'm not laughing. No, what the fuck? It's like you can't win at this school. Slap in my face, and I was more mad at Chicken than I was at Rice, since he knew that I was going to feel some type of way about this. Especially since it was you who brought me to your house and who initiated the idea of revenge on Rice. And it was your idea to make out. He acted like he was so in love with me. He literally made me feel like it was a distraction. I was a distraction from Rice. Honestly, I felt sick. The feeling I felt when I first saw Weirdo Kiss Rice on Snapchat came back, except worse. I was so hurt that day, and I noticed that Rice was being extra rude to me that day. He was even trying hard to embarrass me in front of the class. I was not in the mood to argue or fight from all the drama, and had hope that Chicken would jump to my defense, but Chicken just sat there like a statue. And at that moment, I was confused, since it was not him who had the most to say about Rice that night before. And it dawned on me, probably just viewed me as a side chick or something. Okay, so fast forward to lunch. In my head, I was devising a master plan on how I was going to use the audio. This brain-bored boy must have thought that just because I was the only one sitting at the table, that there were vacant seats. It must have been a green light that anyone else could sit here. Like, no. Oh, so Chicken came and sat next to her, y'all. Because we got to finish this story. This story is way too long. I'm sorry. This story is way too long. Anyways, after I told him to go, he ignored me. My eyes widened, because why would you do me like that? He left the table, speechless. Anyways, the next day came and I was walking home. He ran over and he invited me to his place, claiming that it was urgent. I hope you didn't go. He told me that he broken up with Rice again and was venting to me about how he felt gullible. After linking with Chicken, the following days were hectic for Chicken and Rice, as they kept arguing and breaking up with each other. And it didn't take long before they broke up and got back together again. To be honest, I'm a bit mad at myself for letting him back in my house. But when I tell you he was fine, he was fine. So one day after making one of our making out sessions, girl, you went back to this boy's house? I'm about to finish this story time. This story time is too long. One day after one of our making out sessions, he told me that he might permanently leave Rice, since he felt that he was the only one putting in work. An hour goes by and he comes to the conclusion himself that he's going to give her another chance. I don't know what came over me that day, or I don't know why I did what I did, but I got so mad and fed up being the girl that he would do stuff with in secret, and I showed him the saved audios of Rice talking about him. He asked me how did I get this, and I lied and I said a friend sent it to me. After showing him it, I told him not to tell anyone because I'll get in trouble. He agreed to keep my secret and said that he would consider breaking up with her for good. So I'm a bit annoyed, since what is there actually to consider? This girl literally is talking shit about your whole family. And out of nowhere, he said, "Can you give me head?" Give a bitch some head, or son. Hey, give a bitch some head. See, Tiffany, I was feeling bad for you, but it's hard for me to feel bad for you because you keep falling for his stupidity. Like, girl, he is literally using you. He really wants to be with Rice. That's who he really wants to be with. But I don't think Rice wants to be with him like how he wants to be with Rice. So when him and Rice get into these little arguments and they break up, he runs to you and he uses you in the meantime until Rice decides to date him again. And that is the reason why he doesn't care that Rice is talking shit about him. He knows that Rice don't like him how he likes her. He knows. He's not dumb. And so I said no, because are you my man? No. So the answer is no. He told me, if you give me head, then I will leave Rice for you. Huh? I hope you did not get on them knees. I hope you did not get on them knees, girl. Since Rice never gave me that, and turns out she didn't love me. And so even though I was scared, I was desperate to win him. Oh my God, y'all. These stories be unhinged. This is not making sense, bro. Like, girl, be for real. What makes you think... Let me just finish this story, okay? Let me just finish it. I was desperate to win him back. So, see, I wouldn't do this now, but at the time, the reasoning that I have got it so far. So I gave him what he wanted, and he kept his word, and we got together. The next day, school came, and Rice became the meanest. The rumors were spiraling and circulating around the school, but I did not care. Chicken sat next to me and he greeted me. He said, Tiffany, I told Rice that you gave me head. This boy loves drama. Like, he loves the back and forth. He loves y'all fighting over him. He's so gay. When I tell you I nearly broke up with him right then and there, because why would you keep reporting every interaction that you have together back to her, that we have together back to her? You're not even with her anymore. So I asked him, how did she respond? He said she responded normal and said okay. Then he starts babbling about me coming to his house again to give him head again, and I'm getting annoyed. I gave him head so he would be my man, but I didn't want this to be a reoccurring thing in our relationship. Since I just didn't want to do it. I'd rather kiss him, and I was 14 turning 15, so I felt young. Anyways, I head to the last class of the day and tell me why Rice tells me and her that the girls in the class wanted to fight me by the park. Don't get me wrong, I've been in fights, but not 5v1s. When I get home, I immediately go on Reddit and I Google how to win a 5v1. Girl, you cannot win 5 against 1. Next day, I managed to skip school by pretending to be sick. I gotta finish this story, girl. It's too long. It's way too long. Let me get to the end. Because I said, if you dislike me, then fight me at the park. I guess she said that, okay. It was a crowd of 100 people at the park. Hey! Also, I moved in 10th grade to the UK before I could finish my time in high school. But I still kept in contact with everyone from my class. So here are some updates. So I guess she moved after. Someone said she said my ex weirdo dropped out of school. She said her and Chicken are still acquaintances, even though he's serving time in prison. What the hell did Chicken do? I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, this story was long. Like, y'all know I usually say, oh, give me a long story, but not this long. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot read everything. But I guess Chicken went to jail. Rice is currently 7 months pregnant with her teacher's baby. What the f? Sid entered a coma from driving recklessly. Also, if you're wondering about my 20-year-old ex, he's not 20 anymore. Some say that he got kidnapped. Others say he's in jail. Anyways, I hope you have fun reading this story. I did, girl, but this story was long. Let me show you. Y'all think I'm playing? Let me show y'all. This is how long this story was. This story was long, y'all. I couldn't. But it was a good story time. It was just too long. I love long story times, but that was long, y'all. That was long, and it was a lot of things in the story that was like, it could have been left out. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel. I don't really have no commentary on it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.